I mean, it's been a while, and my talking to camera skills are certainly a bit rusty. The number of outtakes I've done to get back to square one has been absolutely outrageous. But I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while. It's simply an introduction to who I am and what my plans are for 2025. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Tom. I'm a 23-year-old cyclist from the UK. And as well as training and racing at an international level, I also work a 9 to 5 as a social media manager for a sports nutrition brand, which is really exciting, and it can be tough to balance my training and racing, but I think I really like that. The fact I go to work in the morning and then my cycling in the evenings and at the weekends is sort of an escapism. Plus, the two go quite well hand in hand because I get to learn and create content all day, and the things that I learn from work I can then go and put into creating my own content. So yeah, my plans for 2025 are quite big and it's hard to know where to start really, but I think the best place is just who I'm riding for. So for as long as I've known, I've always ridden for teams, and essentially that's quite easy. Normally how that works is in October you'll get a contract through and it will say so and so and you just sign it, and the likelihood is that in January you'll probably get a whole set of new kit and also a bike, and your race calendar will pretty much be decided for you. And that's all I've ever known. However, last year I rode for the Riverbool Rebellion team, and as some of you may know, that sadly folded in the back end of 2024, which left me in a difficult position. Did I go out and try and find another team, or did I go down the privateer route? Now obviously both routes have their pros and cons, but for me the privateer route just seemed a lot more exciting. It gave me so much more flexibility, both in terms of the races I'm able to enter and also the brands that I'm able to work with. So yeah, that does mean I've had to put a lot of time into basically working out all the logistics of my training and races and equipment that I'll be using in 2025, which has taken up a lot more of my time than I anticipated, but things are finally starting to come together, and everything now it's fallen into place is starting to build something really, really exciting. And I don't want to share too much yet, but a big pro of riding as a privateer means a total flexibility of kit design and also bike design. So yeah, watch this space. So like I mentioned, riding as a privateer means I also have total flexibility over the races that I'm able to enter, and my calendar is pretty much finalised now. And I would say I probably have one of the most varied calendars out of any UK rider. This year we've got road races, beach races, gravel races, cyclocross races, potentially fastest known time attempts, and pretty much everything in between. And the thinking behind that is not only is it exciting for me, but it's also a benefit to the brands that I'm working with. Take Hunt, for instance, which is the wheel brand that I'll be using this year. If I'm able to use their wheels for a fastest known time attempt, and also in a crit race, and also in a triathlon, for instance, that's 3 different, completely different audiences that I'm able to reach, and increases their brand awareness, essentially. So yeah, plans are starting to fall into place for that, which is really, really cool. And I'm guessing a big thing that drives the type of races that I enter is my goals for this year. And one of them is just to simply keep enjoying what I'm doing and trying to push myself slightly more out of my comfort zone this year. I think riding for teams, it can be easy just to fall into the daily grind of your training for the national crits that your team is going to be doing, for instance. Whereas, yeah, I've entered some races that I've never done before this year, which will really test me and require some slightly different training. So yeah, more on that at a later date. But another goal of mine is to also ride for Great Britain as the Gravel World Champs in Nice later on this year. That does mean I need to qualify, however. So I'll be doing one, maybe two qualifying events to hopefully go to France later on this year. And yeah, apart from that, probably my other goal is just to carry on enjoying my riding. So big purpose for creating this video was not only to share my personal goals, but also to share my goals for this channel. As in the past, I've been quite guilty of just making videos on an ad hoc basis and thinking, that's a fairly cool idea, let's film that, edit it quickly, and boom, it's published. I know this isn't going to be a masterpiece of a film, and it's probably not that exciting to watch because it's just me talking to you, but yeah, I think it's an important video to do just to outline my plans for this year. So yeah, in 2025 you can expect lots more documentary style long format content that essentially show the behind the scenes of my training and race days. So one of my events that I've entered this year is a triathlon, which I've never done before. But it's a triathlon with a slight twist. It's not your standard like 70.3, for instance. So it's going to require a lot of training and also learnings, because I've never done a triathlon. I've never done open water swimming before. I've never really done swimming. I've never done trail running. So there's a lot to learn. And I think it will be really interesting for both you and I to, I guess, document my progress over the year. To look back on at this time next year in 2026 and be like, wow, I did that. So yeah, so if you want to see behind the scenes glimpses, training top tips, learnings, and I guess if you've got any suggestions of things that you'd like, if you could just drop them down in the comments below. I can try and weave those in throughout the year and try and make content that people actually want to watch. So that is probably the ultimate goal. So there we go, it's probably time for me to stop rambling on. So if you want to see more of what I get up to in 2025, please drop a subscribe below. Because yeah, we've got some exciting things planned for this year.